That glass candle holder is there to hold the sample vials and keep them from tipping over as I work. Plus, it's pretty to look at. Too bad I didn't think to keep it in frame throughout the video. Hi, I'm Irene. This is Inkworks, and boy, that channel name has never been more fitting, because I'm demonstrating 21 fountain pen inks in under 15 minutes. Well, post-editing. I had to cut out nearly an hour of fiddle-faddling footage. When it comes to testing multiple inks, I like to use a kakimori brass nib. It's cylindrical with open channels, so it can hold a little more ink than a normal sort of dip pen. Here it's inserted into a standard nib holder. For swatches, I sometimes like to use a small round watercolor brush, and that's the case for this session. This Hobonichi TECHO notebook with Tomoe River paper was the obvious choice, to me at least, because I wanted any special ink qualities, such as shading or sheening, to show at their best, and Tomoe River is a popular paper for that. I'm able to share these inks with you thanks to a good fairy who sent me a box of sample vials. Yeah, I think I'll start calling Sarah Bailey the Good Fairy because she's been an amazing supporter of this channel. I've actually lost count of the items she's donated. Although real life has kept her very busy these days, do check out her video library at Sarah Bailey Arts. It's full of valuable information and tips regarding ink, art, and craft. Since this notebook is a compact A6 size, I grouped the colors into 3 two-page spreads. The first one features greens and teals, and right off the bat, I am infatuated with the first few inks. From the wet and murky green ostrich from Octopus Fluid's Write and Draw series, to the bright and grassy Central Park greens from Ferris Wheel Press, to the darkly mysterious forest green from Tom's Studio that brings to mind the watercolor shade ultramarine turquoise from Daniel Smith. Next are several more highly saturated shades: Diamine's bluish-green dark forest, Private Reserve's very teal-like ebony blue, and Sarah's own magic mix concoction that I would describe as a tealish black. Completing the first spread is a gorgeous turquoise called Tranquility from Robert Oster. Confession time. I've been sitting on this footage for a couple of months. It was edited and awaiting a voiceover when, well, things happened. It got put off, and after a while, it started to feel like a chore looming over my head. At one point, it even took on the voice of my mother telling me, "Clean your room." And being the cliched rebellious daughter, I resisted. So I took on a couple of other projects before coming back to this, and that really helped. I know we've all heard it, but it's true that taking a break from something and approaching it with a fresh perspective can make all the difference. Speaking of fresh perspectives, in previous videos, I've gone on about my favorite foods and snacks. Well, I've recently discovered a new favorite dessert. Stay with me now. It's sort of complicated. Take the lemon cream cheesecake bites from Walmart, a jar of Amarena wild cherries and syrup from Costco, and a can of whipped cream from anywhere. I think you can put it together from there. Zero baking or cooking involved, and absolutely amazing. The second spread covers blues and purples, beginning with Docto from Colorverse's Korea Special Ink Collection. To me, it looks similar to Tranquility, but with a smidge more blue. Diamine's Taj Mahal is a deep, intense blue from Cold Pen's exclusive Wonders of the World series. Sailor's Ink Studio 143 is one of the prettiest medium blues I've sampled. And L017 from Pannonia's Ink Laboratory is like an older, more mature version of 143. By the way, this video will likely go up on the morning of Halloween, so a hearty happy Halloween to those who celebrate it. Producer Mike and I are big fans. We keep a decorated Halloween tree and a miniature Halloween village on display all year round. We no longer have the stamina to decorate the yard or put on a party, but we still prepare a platter of deviled eggs, throw some little smokies in the slow cooker, and have some baked goodies on hand in case friends or family drop in. Then we get into something truly different, Laplace Resonance from Colorverse's Season 8 collection. Stunningly ethereal and light with multicolor shading. I'm seeing hints of blue, gray, and pink in there. The last two samples on this spread are L018 from Pannonia's Ink Laboratory and Kuzu from Sailor's Manyo series. L018 is a lovely purple that reminds me of Monteverde's Rose Noir. I was going to say it reminded me of Airband's Poussière de Lune, but I just double-checked, and no, Poussière de Lune is a more muted color. Kuzu is a burgundy or a wine shade with an eye-catching green sheen. Don't worry, you'll see that sheen later during the close-up slow pan. We really like Libby's boxed pumpkin bread mix, but this year Mike was inspired by a YouTube video to make it from scratch. My goodness, it was delicious. I once made a pumpkin pie from scratch, even cooked and mashed the pumpkin myself. It turned out fine, but I came to the conclusion that all the time and effort just wasn't worth it when I can buy a perfectly good one at the grocery store for $7. That said, the pride one has in making their own is priceless. There was a series of commercials from MasterCard, I think, during the 1990s. The one I remember most is where a father and son go to a ball game. Well, the narrator says 2 tickets, $28. Hot dogs and sodas, $18. An autographed baseball, $45. A real conversation with your 11-year-old son, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Hey, I'm quick to knock an ad for being stupid, but I can recognize a brilliant one too. That MasterCard campaign was so successful that a number of parodies came out poking fun at it. I'm still waiting for Inkworks to be deluged by mockery to the point where I can say, yes, I've made it. The third spread shows the pink and brown inks, and I can't get over how attractive the first 3 swatches are. Inkybara's Pastel Violet is pale and precious. I had to say and precious because whenever I think pale, I'm reminded of the song Pale and Precious by the Dukes of Stratosphere. And in case you're wondering, the Dukes of what now? They were the band XTC in psychedelic disguise. Now that I've explained it, hopefully you won't have to hear me singing it, especially since my earworm purging is usually reserved for the kitchen. Dusky Pink from Robert Oster and 273 from Sailor's Ink Studio are a couple of colors that would fit right in with Kuritake's set of Art Nouveau watercolors. Yeah, I'm getting strong mauve taupe vibes. Next are a couple of nicely saturated cool reds. 973 from Sailor's Ink Studio looks wonderful here with some green sheen, but oddly, swatches of 973 that I've seen elsewhere show as more brown than pink. And Cheetah Chase from Van Diemen's Feline Collection surprised me in a good way with its delightful pink shimmer. The company describes it as a color-changing shimmer. I'll have to look at it under different lighting and see if I can detect other colors. The final two swatches on the third spread are the pale and precious buttery yellow Dan Huang from Colorverse's Minois series, and a deep dark chocolate brown from Diamine. Now you get to enjoy the slow pans while I talk about Golden Corral, because producer Mike couldn't pass up a free birthday meal. Yeah, apparently the Golden Corral buffet chain will give you a free meal for your birthday. All you gotta do is join their Good as Gold club so they can spam you with promotional stuff. At least I think that's how it works. Look, the catch is you have to pay for a meal to get the second one free. And that's fine, because I was quite the happy camper with my Franken plate of French fries covered with cheese sauce, brown gravy, sautéed mushrooms, and little beef bits from the pot roast tray. You can't tell me that's not worth the price of admission. On the subject of buffets, okay, this is going to sound weird, but there's a specific buffet that's on my bucket list, and it's not the Bacchanal at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, although I wouldn't pass it up. No, it's Le Grand Buffet in a town called Narbonne in southern France. It's been raved over in magazine articles and YouTube videos. I've heard the location is less than impressive, but the restaurant itself, the food quality, the variety, and the service are everything. They even have a dedicated cheese room. A cheese room. So thanks for watching this video. Double thanks for sticking around until the end. Triple thanks for hitting the like button. And quadruple thanks for being a subscriber. I may be a Gen Xer, but even I can grasp the concept of algorithms. And if I totally use that term wrong, you can correct me, sure, or you could simply smile and pat my head. Either or. I'm happy to share this mega ink sampling session. I'm calling it mega because 21 is nothing to sneeze at. That's one ink every day for 3 weeks. It's also the age of adulthood, when your parents can no longer tell you to clean up your bedroom. Unless you're still living with them, that is. Luckily for me, my mom stopped coming upstairs by the time I turned 21, so I was free to pile clothes and hoard trash to my heart's content. What? That was 30 years ago. Besides, in most circles, growing cultures in dishes is considered an intellectual activity. Never mind that mine were inside dirty coffee mugs. Until next time, stay neat and tidy, my friends. So pale and precious is the light that will shine out of the windows in her head. Ba ba da da ba da ba da 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 da. Ba-da, ba-da, ba-ba-da-da, ba-da, ba-da-da.